For years, she stayed silent. For years, she endured the emotional distance, the rejection, and the pain of being invisible. But now, Meri Brown is no longer afraid. This is the story of how one woman found her voice, and finally fought back. Meri Brown's journey began with hope, a dream of love, faith, and family. When she joined Kody Brown in a plural marriage, she believed in unity. She believed in spiritual connection, in loyalty, in shared strength. But as years passed, that dream began to fade. She watched as the laughter turned to tension, and the warmth turned to distance. In Kody's eyes, she saw something change, affection slowly replaced by frustration. He was once her partner, her best friend. Now, he was a man she barely recognized. He used to look at me, Meri once said softly. Now he looks through me. The silence between them grew heavier, until it became a wall no one could climb. It didn't happen overnight. It was small moments, the ignored text, the half-hearted smile, the empty seat next to her at family gatherings. Meri tried to fix things. She reached out. She prayed. She hoped for even a small sign that Kody still cared. But instead, she got cold words. He told me, she said once in an interview, "We're just not in that kind of relationship anymore." That sentence shattered something inside her. She realized she was holding on to a ghost, a marriage that no longer existed. And yet, she stayed. Why? Because Meri Brown was loyal, not just to Kody, but to the idea of family. She believed maybe things would change. But deep inside, a new emotion began to grow, not fear, but strength. The turning point came during one quiet night. She sat alone, surrounded by old photos and memories of what used to be. And she whispered to herself, "If he doesn't fight for me, I will fight for myself." That single moment of realization changed everything. She no longer wanted validation from someone who refused to see her worth. She started rebuilding herself, through work, friendships, and faith. Kody noticed the shift. She wasn't begging for attention anymore. She wasn't afraid to speak up. And that scared him. It happened during a family discussion, tense, raw, emotional. Kody tried to control the narrative, as always. But Meri didn't stay quiet this time. She looked him in the eye and said firmly, "You don't get to define my value anymore. You chose to stop loving me, but that doesn't mean I stop loving myself." Everyone at the table froze. The room fell silent. For the first time, Kody didn't have a comeback. He was stunned. The man who once dominated every conversation had no words. Meri continued, calm, but fierce. "I've spent years walking on eggshells around your moods. I'm done doing that. I deserve peace, Kody. Even if that peace doesn't include you." That was it. That was the moment she fought back. Not with anger, but with power. When the episode aired, fans were electrified. Social media exploded with comments. Finally, Meri found her voice. She's free now, and she looks stronger than ever. Kody needed to hear that years ago. Even critics of the show admitted. Meri's transformation wasn't for drama, it was real. For the first time in years, she wasn't crying. She was glowing. Meri began focusing on herself, her businesses, her travels, her friends. She shared uplifting messages on social media, inspiring other women to reclaim their strength. She wasn't the same woman anymore. The fear, the hesitation, the constant need to please, all gone. She learned the hardest lesson. Sometimes, love means letting go. And sometimes, letting go is the only way to survive. Even Kody seemed unsettled. He admitted that Meri's independence surprised him. But deep down, he knew he'd lost the one person who had once believed in him the most. Today, Meri stands as a symbol of quiet power. She doesn't shout or seek revenge, she simply lives her truth. She has found something far greater than validation, peace. "I'm not afraid anymore," she says in one confessional. "Because I realized I never needed permission to be happy." Her story has become more than reality TV drama. It's a message to anyone who's ever felt small, silenced, or forgotten. As the music swells, the narrator's tone softens. Sometimes strength doesn't roar. Sometimes, it whispers, "Enough." Meri Brown's journey reminds us that courage isn't loud. It's quiet. It's the decision to rise, even when no one claps for you. It's the moment you stop waiting for someone to choose you. And you start choosing yourself. She fought back, not to destroy someone else, but to rebuild herself. And that's what real strength looks like.